All right, this is Colt from Spit and Tax. I got my camera in my hand because we got some close-ups. So what we've done here is we've tore off all the foam, okay, and exposed the board. I showed you the steps in the previous videos, how to relieve it. So I've left it like this because this is the middle piece of this seat, as you can see, okay? And this is where the foam anchored down. And you're gonna get a few little nibbles that come off of the foam. Don't be alarmed. But what we do with that is we're gonna pull, I always pull these off, but I like to, we'll just come on the outside. I like to just, you know, in between to where you know that kind of comes joggies up like that, you know, and you'll see how it lays. You just want a rough outline. Just, you know, it's nice to just let yourself be reminded once you pull all them staples up where everything goes. And then here's the anchor on the inside. That's that big swoosh I was talking about, okay? Okay, that's that piece. But you couldn't reach it because it was on the wrong side. So now we have all the foam taken off. And you don't have to take all the foam off sometimes. Like on this piece, you can leave that one little piece there. That's no reason to take that off. You'll see spots where you can leave some little ribbons of foam. But the big bulk stuff like that, you got to take off, okay? So as you can see, now on the other side of the pattern, you can see that the anchor goes inside, okay? The anchor comes out over here. That's why they glued that foam down here on that side. They butted it up against there. So it all, once you fold it over on the foam, the skin or the hide, I like to call it the hide. Once you fold the hide over the foam, you get those bulbous contours that you're looking for. Okay, so that's what we were doing. That's what was hidden there. And boy, they glued her down. But like wherever there was a seam or staples, just get into the habit of bringing your pen and marking them. Okay, just get into the habit of that. It'll sometimes, I mean, you're gonna know anyway, but just get into the habit of that, okay? And you can even go, you know, what I do is I always go on the outside of where the anchor was. I'll come out here and I'll just drag a pin down haphazardly around the edge of where the anchor went, and it'll skip over the staples, and you know what I mean? It's not a big deal, but it'll give you a pretty damn good idea, excuse my language, of where everything's at, okay? So that's the underside, that's inside. Everything folds under itself, okay? Everything's hidden in upholstery. Everything goes over and over and over, and there's coverage. So this is how this is done. When you tear apart a seat, this is what it looks like. And be mindful. And now if you have big geometric shapes like this, you're gonna know where they go. But if you get a bunch of little tiny pieces, label them on the board and on the foam. This is 1 left. This is 4 right. You know what I mean? Go back and forth, back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then these 1 through 4 is all lefts. 5 through 7 is all rights. And then you have an M for middle T for top, middle B for bottom, you know, and so on and so forth. So you know. And then as you go, keep labeling them. Like if you cut your vinyl and you put scrim on it, it's going to cover up your markings. But make sure that you transfer those markings onto the foam in accordance to what you're doing. And it'll just go smooth. So then when you look back at the initial tear down and what you're doing, you're going to go, yeah, man. You know, it lays on and just pop. Them anchor staples down. Everything's good. You spritzer your glue. You bump up your foam. You just slowly start folding it all, and then you wrap it around the bottom and staple her down. It's that easy. I know this looks like a nightmare, and a lot of people will panic. But why panic? you know what you just did. You took it apart, put it back together the same way, but better. Okay, so thank you for enduring me with this quick video. But yeah, you can see all the, boy, they used a lot of glue on that. But this is the seat that we're going to make right here. We're going to make this. So after you have the insides all tore apart, then once the anchors are relieved, but you can see how they sew it onto the sew allowance, the anchors, and then you cut them so they can flow with the contour. Okay, that's how it's done. There's a lot to the inside of a seat, and anchors are pivotal to getting that look. It's quite ingenious, actually. Okay, so we're going to remove these anchors, and then I'm going to pull all these staples, prep this board, get it all clean, ready to go. I mean, all I'm going to do is pull the staples. But, and then, so, like I said, get into the habit of, you know exactly where that piece of foam used to be, because there's a black mark there. And you can see the old staple marks too. But take your time and be present and really, really relax. This is art. This is wonderful. This is a really cool seat, by the way. I mean, there's a lot of craftsmanship involved in this piece. I love this kind of stuff. This is sewing. And I'll show you how to do this. I'll show you how it just merges, how you make the big piece and then you make two smaller pieces and then you just sew them onto the big piece. You'll see how it just flows. Bam, bam. Witness marks are your friends. And 1/2-inch sew allowance, industry. And then once we start tracing, I'll show you how to adjust to like where this seat failed. There's places here where this seat failed. Like right here. See where that seat failed? Well, on this portion here, you simply add. Maybe not on both ends. You'll have to look at it once it's tore apart, but you'll know where it failed and you'll know why it failed because you tore the seat apart. And you might have to add 1/4 of an inch in just one area and then feather it off towards the end. And that will never fail there again. That's just when they do all this on computers, they make these designs but we're on the metal meets the road with us, or the rubber meets the road, excuse me. So that's it. When you tear these down, be mindful of all the dimensions. Just getting them off, as you can see, is an issue. But all of this, so the next step is I'm going to tear those anchors off, get that swoosh out of there, as you can see. And I'll use my pin here to show me where the outside of the anchor was. You see what I mean? I'll trace around where the outside of the anchor was. And where it ended, you see that? You just mark that. So when that comes up, that's all there. And you know where the outside of it was, and you know where the inside of it was. Outside, or inside and outside, just like that. So yeah. So you mark it all. Document it all on the board and on the piece. And then keep documenting it on the pieces themselves as you go. So that's it for this video. I showed you the internal workings of these seats and how anchors work and what they are. And they're pivotal to everything, but there's only 2 on this seat. And there's a way to do it. I'm Colt from Spit and Tax Upholstery. Thanks for tuning in. I'm on a video roll, so here we go, going. I'll see you around like a donut.